request Jigyasa, Aarti and group to kindly come to the front. It's a humble request, students. Please occupy the seats in the front row. All my dear Section C students, I request you to come to the front. Please occupy the seats here. Nothing much, you can just stick around here. About 5 minutes. A humble request to all of you, please. Request students to please stand as the dignitaries have arrived. May I request students to maintain silence, please. I request the dignitaries to please take the seats on the dais. Students, please be seated. I request all the students to please stand. May I request the dignitaries to please take the seats on the dais. I call upon the dignitaries to please take their seats on the dais. Students, may please take your seats. Thank you. I request all the students to be please seated and maintain silence. Thank you. Distinguished guests, delegates from Japan, members of the management, heads of the institutions of the Ramaiah Group, members of faculty, staff, students of the Ramaiah family, and all the invitees who have joined us today here and virtually on our live YouTube coverage. A very good morning to all of you. On behalf of Ramaiah Institute of Management, I extend a hearty welcome to you all for the formal launch and inauguration of the Ramaiah Japan Center, KIZUNA. The word KIZUNA means to bond and connect, and was chosen as Japan's kanji of 2011. Ramaiah Institute of Management is one of the premier B schools with a vision of nurturing and empowering leaders. The institute is set to traverse across geographical boundaries with the setting up of its international office and initiatives to extend collaborations with global institutions. Over the years, India and Japan have built and strengthened the values and created a partnership based both on principle and pragmatism. The presence of Japanese companies in India has been steadily increasing, creating more opportunities. The Ramaiah Japan Center is established with the aim of extending global engagements through collaborative activities to understand the Japanese culture, work practices, foster student engagement, and broaden employment opportunities in collaboration with institutions in Japan. The Japan Center will enable students interested in Japan and JV companies to learn the Japanese language and culture and explore careers in industry, research, and higher education. We shall begin today's event by seeking the blessings of the Almighty with an invocation followed by the Ramaiah anthem. I request everyone to please stand for the same.
सकलान्तर्यामी हरिणी चाल भजन्तुम्
रामय्य समूह संस्थान
ज्ञान विज्ञान विद्या विनय भूषण रामय्य समूह संस्थान तारे निहार के आदरे ईमान के जय वेन्नुव ई संस्थान के ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾರರು ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ಕನಸಿನ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯವಿದು
ದೀಪ ಧೂಪದೊಳು ಪ್ರದೀಪಗಳ ಬೆಳಗುವ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ ಸ್ಥಾನವಿದು.
ಅರಿವಿನ ದಿಗಂತದಾಚೆಗೆ ಜಿಗಿಯುವ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲವಿದು. ಗೃಹ ಗೃಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೃಹ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನದ ಸೋಪಾನವಿದು. ಮಿತಿಯಿಲ್ಲದ ಅಮಿತ ಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧನ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರವಿದು. ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಯ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಲು ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿಯ ಕೇಂದ್ರವಿದು. ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕತ್ತಲೆ ನೀಗುವ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನದ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ರಶ್ಮಿದು.
ಜಗದೋದ್ಧಾರದ ಹೊಂಗನಸಲು ಹೊತ್ತಿದ ಅರಿವಿನ ತಾಣವಿದು.
ಅರಿವಿನ ಹಣತೆಯು ಬೆಳಕನ್ನು ಚೆಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಅಸಂಖ್ಯಾತ ಕಿರಣಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆ ಹೊರಹೊಮ್ಮಿವೆ. ಜಯವೆನ್ನುವ ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ.
Request everyone to take their seats. A lamp dispels darkness just as knowledge dispels ignorance. We now offer our salutations to the Supreme, who is the light in the lamp that brings prosperity, good health, abundance of wealth and knowledge. I request the dignitaries to please step forward to light the lamp and offer floral tribute to our beloved founder chairman, late Dr. M.S. Ramaiah. I request the dignitaries to offer floral tribute to our founder chairman, late Dr. M.S. Ramaiah. Thank you, dignitaries. May I now call upon our Director, Academics, Research and Administration, Dr. Manasa Nagabhushanam, to welcome the gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning. Yokoso. A very warm welcome to one and all present here. Everything, if you have read Rhonda Byrne's Secret, okay, so everything happens twice. So once in the thought and once in reality. So the law of universe tells that whatever comes to your mind one day becomes a reality, and this might have the building of the Ramaiah Japan Center might have happened in many people's mind. It may be Anjana, myself, our management, Karan sir, or any one of us who are here. So I'm extremely happy that today, with the blessings of late Sri M.S. Ramaiah, and then blessings of the God and everyone, under the guidance of Akiko Sugita-san, so we were able to launch this Ramaiah Japan Center. So let us put our hands together. So for having launched this Ramaiah Japan Center, a dream come true for all of us. Before we invite all the guests, on behalf of Ramaiah Institute of Management, I take this opportunity to heartily welcome our Chief Executive, who has been solid support in all the initiatives of Ramaiah Institute of Management, Sri Ram Prasad sir. Welcome you. And also our Chief of Finance, who has been very supportive in everything we do. So right from the day I joined, we have been seeing the kind of initiatives that we have taken, and for this dream to come true, it is because of our CE and CFO. So I join with them. I join with our CE, CFO, our director, Anand Ram, and the entire management of Gokula Education Foundation and Ramaiah Institute of Management to welcome the eminent delegates of today's event, Ms. Akiko Sugita-san, Honorable Consul General of Japan. Thank you, madam. Thanks for joining. And on behalf of all of us, we welcome you. Thanks. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Yoshifumi Murakami-san, Senior Expert, Japan Foundation and Advisor, Bangalore Teachers Association. So welcome you, sir. I would like to welcome Mr. Takashi Suzuki-san, Director General, Japan External Trade Organization, JETRO, Bangalore. Welcome, Takashi-san. Thank you for joining us. And I'm really fortunate today that Karan-san was able to join us, and the entire my journey with Japan and understanding Japan started with Anjana-san and Karan-san together. So thank you, sir. Thanks for joining. He is the Honorary Secretary of Indo-Japanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Karnataka, and who is also my mentor. Thanks for joining, sir. We heartily welcome you. I would like to extend my hearty welcome to Ms. Anjana KS, Head of the Ramaiah Japan Center, for spearheading all the initiatives of the Japan Center. So she has been instrumental in many activities with respect to building relationship with Japan. And she is responsible, or one of the key members in organizing the Japan Hub, also a Bharatanatyam exponent and a very dedicated and a person with commitment who works towards Indo-Japanese relationship. I would like to extend hearty welcome to Anjana KS. So India and Japan have a long relationship, and this Ramaiah Japan Center at Ramaiah Institute of Management is an initiative in the direction of strengthening the collaboration between the two nations. So working with the Japanese is a distinct experience, which I also had. The care and concern that they give for quality, and not only the big picture, going into greater and greater and greater and minute details of everything and trying to achieve quality at the last level is that difference that the Japanese bring to the entire management and how they are different. So they are known for their meticulousness in everything that they do. I'm sure that this Ramaiah Japan Center will open up more opportunities for partnership and collaboration with Japanese institutes and industries. So I'm happy to welcome all our delegates who have joined here today, both not only physically but also virtually, because we are live streaming this program. So I would like to welcome Mr. Yasutomo Kawai-san, Consulate General of Japan. Thanks for joining, Kawai-san. I would take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Kovai Chelvan, Director, TVS Institute of Quality and Leadership, who is also been in the field of education and taking care of several of the quality initiatives in the nation with respect to higher education. So thank you, sir. Thanks for joining. Hearty welcome to you. I welcome all the JETRO officials, Ms. Saki Kuratani-san and Ms. Yuna Natsumi-san, who have joined here. Mr. Srinivasan-san, I don't know if he's here. So Mr. Srinivasan-san, CEO of Mayban Engineering, we are also working with him at the BCIC on ease of doing business. So in his absence, I would like to welcome Srinivasan-san. Would like to welcome Mr. Deepak Anand, the Vice President Strategy and Business Acceleration, SEIA, System Consultant Information India. He was past associated with JETRO. Thank you, Deepak-san, for joining. Mr. Shamant SN, Director, New and Emerging Business, Rakuten. We are also in talks with him for many collaborations. So in his absence, I would like to welcome him. And Mr. Rajesh Revankar, we are also working with Rajesh Revankar on a project. So thank you, sir. Thanks for joining. Thank you very much. And another source of inspiration for us to conduct all these activities, especially the origami workshop that we did and all the arrangements today that have been done, Ms. Geeta Bhatt. Thank you, madam. Thanks for joining. She is an origami and ikebana expert. Ms. Megumi Deepak, calligraphy expert. So what you saw, the KIZUNA, all the calligraphy that has been done with the support of Megumi Deepak-san. Thank you for helping us out and joining us today. And Ms. Oshibuchi from Navis, because we have partnered with Navis for the Japanese classes. So I would also, in her absence, I would like to welcome Oshibuchi-san from Navis. So I take this opportunity without the support of all our faculty members who are very eager and then who also who are dynamic in contributing to the growth of institution. So I take this opportunity to welcome all our faculty members, the heads of the departments, and also the heads of Ramaiah group of institutions who might have joined online. So I welcome you all who have joined virtually. I extend my heartiest welcome to all our students from the Ramaiah group of institutions, because in the first year we had maximum number of students who joined the Japanese classes from other institutions like Ramaiah Institute of Technology, Ramaiah Degree College, as well as Ramaiah College of Law. So I would like to welcome all of you, and I would also like to welcome our own students from Ramaiah Institute of Management who have joined today. And it is for us now to take this initiative forward and to strengthen and get leverage and get the support so that we can also grow professionally and in terms of quality. So the programs offered by the Japan Center are all designed for us, for the faculty and for the students. I am sure that this is going to open big opportunities for you and you will make the best use of it. Thank you so much. Arigato gozaimashita. Thank you.
/
Thank you so much, ma'am, for extending a warm welcome to one and all. Ladies and gentlemen, we're extremely honored to have Ms. Akiko Sugita-sama, Honorable Consul General of Japan, as our chief guest today. May I request our Chief Executive, Shri B.S. Ramaprasad, to present a bouquet as a welcome gesture. I request you, sir, to also welcome Mr. Yoshifumi Murakami-san, Senior Expert, Japan Foundation and Advisor to Bangalore Teachers Association. I request you to welcome, sir. I request our Chief of Finance of GEF, Shri G. Ramachandra, to welcome Mr. Takashi Suzuki-san, Director General, JETRO, Bangalore. I request Director Academics, Dr. Manasa Nagabhushanam, to please welcome Mr. P.N. Karanth, Honorary Secretary, Indo-Japanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Karnataka. I request Ms. Anjana K.S. to welcome our Chief Executive, Chief of Finance, and Director Academics. Chief of Finance and Director Academics, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I request Dr. V. Padmaja, Head of Department of HRM, Ramaiah Institute of Management, to welcome Ms. Anjana, who heads the Ramaiah Japan Center. A warm welcome to all the dignitaries. I would like to extend a hearty welcome to all our delegates who have joined us today. I request Dr. Manasa Nagabhushanam and Ms. Anjana K.S. to welcome them. Mr. Yasutomo Kawai, Consul, Consulate General of Japan. Dr. V. Kovai Chelvan, Director, TVS Institute for Quality and Leadership. Ms. Geeta Bhatt, Origami and Ikebana Expert. Request you to also welcome Mr. Deepak Anand, who's the Vice President, Strategy and Business Acceleration, System Consultant Information India Private Limited. Mr. Deepak Anand. Ms. Shri Vidya, President, Bangalore Nihongo Kyoshikai. Ms. Sauri Sarkar. Ms. Sauri Sarkar. Mr. Rajesh from Z News. Mr. Cherian from Mitsubishi. Ms. Suma, and all the delegates who've joined us from Japan. Thank you, ma'am. It is indeed my privilege to introduce our chief guest for today's function, Ms. Akiko Sugita-sama, Honorable Consul General of Japan in Bangalore. Here's a glimpse into the very rich profile of our speaker. Sugita-sama, a graduate from Williams College, USA, and from the Tokyo University of Foreign Studies, Japan, joined the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan in 1981. Sugita-sama has served in multiple distinguished capacities since then. She was the Consul General of Japan in San Francisco, the first Secretary Permanent Mission of Japan to the United Nations in New York. She has served as the Principal Deputy Director, Public Diplomacy Strategy Division, Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan, and as the Consular Embassy of Japan and Singapore. Sugita Sama has also authored a book titled International Manners and Rules for Business Persons to help professionals develop business acumen, work in different cultures and social practices. We are extremely honored to have you with us. I request you, ma'am, to deliver the keynote address. Over to you.
Director, Ramaiah Institute of Management, Sri M.R. Anandaram. Chief Executive, Sri B.S. Ramaprasad. Senior Expert, Japan Foundation, Mr. Yoshifumi Murakami. Honorary Secretary in the Japanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Karnataka, Mr. P.N. Karant. Director General, JETRO, Bangalore, Mr. Takashi Suzuki. Mr. Tomio Isogai. Ms. Anjana K.S., Head Ramaiah Japan Center. Dr. Manasa, Director, Ramaiah Institute of Management, and distinguished guests and friends. I am truly honored to be able to witness the establishment of Japan Center today at this renowned Ramaiah Institute of Management within my tenure in Bangalore. The reason why I said that is because I'm leaving Bangalore for Japan next weekend. I truly believe that giving the young minds of Karnataka an early introduction of Japan and Japanese culture is a terrific way to nurture their interests in our direction. Japan can provide opportunities with the capable students of Ramaiah Institute of Management. For example, with the introduction of the technical intern training program, which was agreed to be implemented by both India and Japan in 2017, has seen over 100 interns sent to Japan in spite of the difficult situations during the COVID-19, and I hope that this program will further expand in the future. The number of Japanese companies in Karnataka has tripled in the past 10 years to reach 220 with 530 operational bases as of October 2020. There are at least 3 reasons I believe in this trend. 1, Japanese companies have found India as the most rapidly growing market with a great potential to further expand in the future. 2, a large part of Japan's investment was made in China and Southeast Asia, but due to the coronavirus situation, we learned that the lesson that sustainable economic growth will require diversified value chains. And 3, Bengaluru is the IT hub of India with highly skilled human resources where the world global giants have their R&D centers. More than 10 Indian IT companies, including Infosys, Wipro, Tech Mahindra, and others, have set up operations in Japan, which helps greatly to raise awareness of the importance of learning Japanese language and Japanese culture in the present day. I understand that the Ramaiah Japan Center revolves around Japanese language, training, and introduction to Japanese business etiquette as well. This would surely benefit the students in not only giving them the essential skill of learning a foreign language, but also prepare themselves for working in Japan or Japanese companies in the future. I hope that the center's activities are well received by the students, and I wish the faculty members every success in all its future endeavors. Thank you very much. Dhanyavada garu.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that very insightful talk. Thank you very much. Moving on, I'm honored to introduce our next distinguished speaker for today's session, Mr. Yoshifumi Murakami-san, who's a senior expert, Japan Foundation, and advisor to Bangalore Teachers Association. Murakami-san is a senior expert in Japanese language. He's deputed from Japan Foundation and has been responsible for the spread of Japanese language and culture in South India. Sir is also the advisor for Bangalore Teachers Association, responsible for conducting Japanese JLPT exams in Bangalore. Murakami-san, being a linguistic graduate, has vast experience working in many countries like Mongolia, Cairo, Budapest, and Alberta. We are very happy to seek your support and guidance for the Ramaiah Japan Center. I request you to address the gathering.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me to this opening ceremony of Ramaiah Japan Center. Okay, first of all, congratulations on the opening of this new Japanese language center. And now, please let me introduce the Japan Foundation. Oh, sorry, I will take this off. The Japan Foundation is an independent administrative agency with the offices in 24 countries all over the world, in addition to Japan. And I am posted to BNK, Bangalore Japanese Language Association, whose director is Madam Surividya Sensei right there. Yes. And the mission of the Japan Foundation is to promote international cultural exchange and mutual understanding between Japan and other countries. Opening of this Ramaiah Japan Center is in line with our mission. So we are very happy to cooperate in the development of this center. And this center is located in the Technical University. So I think maybe many of you are studying science or technology or engineering and those things. So in that case, I expect that you are maybe very familiar to recent technologies, including social media. And the social media is a very effective tool to develop new language. And fortunately, India and Japan are free democratic countries. So the using social media is not restricted at all, as it is in some countries. I hope that you not only learning Japanese kanji or grammars to pass the JLPT, but also I hope that you can use social media to make a real, actual Japanese friend through Twitter or Instagram and so on. So I believe this real making friends will be the real KIZUNA between India and Japan. And Japan Foundation is always to support this center to make this possible. Okay, thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Murakami-san, for your words of encouragement and support. I'm sure through the Ramaiah Japan Center, we will be steering a lot more of activities to promote collaboration. I'm extremely happy now to introduce Mr. Takashi Suzuki-san, who is the Director General of JETRO Bangalore. Takashi Suzuki-san joined JETRO, Japan External Trade Organization, in 1994. He's a graduate from Tokyo University of Foreign Studies. Suzuki-san focuses on business promotion work with Asian countries and has been stationed in Nigeria, Belgium, Bangladesh, and many other countries. He is the head of JETRO Bangalore, India, since 2018. I'm very happy to have you here, sir, and I request you to please address the gathering.
Very good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu, everyone. And dignitaries on the dais, and member of the faculties, and all the management of this institute, and the students. Today, I'd like to convey the biggest congratulations for this the inauguration of Japan Center. And I rather would like to appreciate Ramaiah Institute's initiative to set up Japan Center. My honest impression is that such initiative is the most needed between the country India and Japan. From the grassroots with young generation like you, and based on human resource development, through this initiative, we will be able to update each other. Even under this COVID situation, already continues more than 2 years, and in such most challenging time for global peace, many things happening, US, China, Russia, Ukraine, under this situation, we can maybe go through with this initiative. And my organization, JETRO, Japan External Trade Organization, is a Japanese government organization which is promoting any of the business between India and Japan. Actually, our office in Delhi, established in early 70s, so our activity here in India already more than 50 years. So I will focus on business relations between India and Japan. Now I can boast of big Japanese business presence in India. Already Sugita-san mentioned we can count more than 1,500 Japanese companies here in India already. And when I count all the offices and factories of those Japanese companies, it's more than 5,500. Yeah, I can say it's huge. But however, do you know that in China, we have more than 33,000 Japanese companies in China. And in US, almost 9,000 Japanese companies are already there. So considering the size of the economy and the population, I have to say that why not more Japanese companies in India after 70 years of our friendship? So we are still seeking more newcomers from Japan and more diversification of their business in India. I said we have more than 1,500 Japanese companies already, but majority of them are automotive-related companies. You know, Suzuki, Toyota, yeah, these companies are the majority. We may want more from electronics sectors or even semiconductor sectors, or more software, digital-based service industries should come to India, we believe. And another unique feature of Japanese business in India is we have few Japanese small and medium-sized companies in India. Only 20% of all are Japanese SMEs, while more than 60% of Japanese companies in China or in ASEAN countries are small and medium-sized companies. You may know many of Japanese small and medium-sized companies have very unique technologies, especially in the manufacturing sector. So our biggest focus is how we can promote more Japanese small and medium-sized companies to come to India. And to make the change to current situation, we should refocus on the very fundamental element, which is people like you. I believe more and more people-to-people exchange is needed. And of course, Corona, COVID is almost finishing, so now is the time. So I also believe the institution is in both the countries, Japan, India, now have very crucial role to it. More exchange among young generation in both the countries will create the future of India and Japan relationship. And I believe Ramaiah Japan Center is the one to contribute to this change. And our activities are also changing. Recently, in, 5 years, not only supporting those Japanese manufacturers to come to India, make the factory, but also any collaboration, business collaboration or tie-up between India and Japan, we support now. And this includes co-research and development project, and even supporting Japanese companies to hire Indian engineers like you in Japan, we support. I myself really expect we could have new collaboration with Ramaiah Japan Center to be a part of contribution towards the future of India and Japan relationship. And last but not the least, again, my big congratulations to its inauguration of Ramaiah Japan Center. And thank you very much for inviting me to this auspicious occasion. It's my honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Suzuki-san, for bringing to light the various business opportunities available to the bright young minds here. Thank you very much for your words of encouragement. It is now my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Mr. P.N. Karanth. Mr. P.N. Karanth is the Honorary Secretary of Indo-Japanese Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Karnataka, from its inception since 2006. Karanth-san has 40 years plus vast experience working with India and Japan and has been contributing immensely towards Indo-Japan relations. Recently, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan has awarded the Foreign Minister's Commendation to Mr. Karanth. We are very fortunate to have you here amongst us, sir. I request you to share your thoughts on this occasion. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you, all of you. And I am very happy that finally the dream of Anjana and Manasa to open a Japan center in Ramaiah has become a reality. This is something which not so easy, it looks now, but from so many years we have been thinking some private institute must come up with an idea of opening a Japan center to promote the language and the culture going forward. It has not happened, and I congratulate again Anjana and Manasa. And of course, Ramaiah Institute Management for making this happen, sir, because but for your support, such an initiative would not have taken place. I don't know how much you know about Japan other than the language and culture. I would like to say a few words. Japan is the biggest give of assistance for development of India's infrastructure for the last 15 to 20 years. So they give roughly about $3 to $4 billion worth of money for making the metro, the water supply, the medical systems, the energy. So this is one of the contributions of Japan, which most of the time Japanese dignitaries or people will not talk about it. But Karnataka is one of the highest state got the JICA aid for such program. And the latest one is the grant given by the Japanese government called Intelligent Traffic System, which will be installed in Bangalore, first time in India, which will improve the traffic of Bangalore by about 20% efficiency. So this is under installation now. So I thought I should share this information because this is one of the reasons why we need more and more Japanese language expert and cultural experts to take such project forward. There are many new institutes that are being set up by the Japanese. One is in Ahmedabad for the railway itself, but we hope they will set up some other technical institute for training more in Bangalore. So this is a small background other than what people talk about Japanese language and culture. Coming to the Japanese language and culture development in India, I feel the time is right now, because as Sugita-san informed just now, about 5 years back, a MOM was signed between Government of Japan and Government of India to train and send 3 lakhs people to Japan in the caregivers like nursing, like factory workers, like agriculture. But this has not really taken up in a big way. As she has told, hundreds of people has been sent, but you can understand the need of training, identifying, selecting, and getting approved from the Japanese Institute for sending 3 lakhs people in the next few years. This can be done only by a private enterprise, putting in money. Sir, you may need to put up some money for doing such a thing to really make it a big success. That is what Japan needs, and we need to take this subject forward, because till now our people have been going to Middle East, Saudi Arabia and other places. But if they can go to Japan and do the same thing, they can earn more money, they have a much better life, and I think this will also help Japan to develop themselves, because they need more and more young people. So my humble request to the management of Ramaiah and any other private is to take up this in a very big way. Japanese government is helping in terms of giving guidance and other things, but they would not able to do themselves here in India. So, and the government institutes are not able to take up this subject. I can tell you we have discussed with many, many governments, but it's not happening. It's a very small way. Only the private institute with dedicated people like Manasa and Anjana, who, as an example, can make this happen. So with these few words, I would close my remarks and wish all of you a great day, and hope this institute will become a leader in the country from the private enterprise side. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Karan-san. You have indeed emphasized the need to extend Indo-Japan collaborative activities. Thank you for those thought-provoking words. Let me take this opportunity to extend a very hearty welcome to Mr. Tomio Isogai-san, who is a freelance advisor in Indo-Japanese relations, former managing director, Sharp India Limited, and who is the chief advisor to Ramaiah Japan Center. Mr. Isogai-san has joined us virtually today, and he has shared his greetings virtually. I request Mr. Rakesh to play it for us.
Hello. Namaste. Konnichiwa. My name is Tomio Isogai. Thank you for this very special, auspicious occasion and invitation to me to participate. I am very privileged and honored. And it is a great pleasure for me to join you here today. And it is my great happiness to get invited as an advisor to Ramaiah Japan Center. Great thing. And it is a great opportunity for us all, Indians and Japanese, together to work out and see what we can do in the coming future. It is a great timing as well, because we are celebrating the 70th anniversary for the two sister relations. My personal goal is to serve India and Japan, two nations, as a bridge person connecting the two different cultures and bridging the gap in between them. Unfortunately, there are still some gaps in between us, and that is a job of mine to make it minimized. Yes, my goal also is 2050. The year 2050, I wish to see India will become the strongest power in the world. And I wish to see Japan is the strongest partner to India. I do believe in this idea that India and Japan can make or become the strongest partners in the whole world. No other countries, only between India and Japan. This is what I feel from my heart. After living here in India for the last 10 years, I really feel from my heart that is going to happen. And I would like to contribute humbly, but as much as I can do to make this happen for sure. Well, in the middle of the term, year 2030 is the middle goal for me. And by that time, I think we can establish a very strong bonding between the two countries. And I'm here to stay and being committed to contribute whatever I can do to enhance the bilateral relationships, particularly in the field of education, in the field of cultural exchanges. And more importantly, I like to enhance and promote the people-to-people exchanges in between India and Japan, and more focused on the younger generation. Yes, because the younger generation today will be the leaders and drivers to the bilateral relationship in the coming years. So I like to promote even more the Japanese education amongst the Indian young people, starting from even younger generation than the college students. Yes, I would like to see more younger aged Indian people here to start learning Japanese language so that by the time they graduate from the college, they will be ready to go to Japan. So that is what I really like to promote and to contribute to that. And in the area of cultural exchanges, yes, I've been doing many activities here based out of Pune, but I'll be happy to go and visit to Bangalore and be a part of those activities that Ramaiah Japan Center will conduct in the coming years. I'll be very happy to contribute to those activities and to enhance the bilateral relations. I do believe this will happen with all the efforts that Ramaiah Institute, which has done a great decision to make this a great new endeavor to start. So let's work out together. And I really like all the dignitaries. Thank you for your kind help and attendance for this very important event today, and wish continued support all the way coming through our activities. Thank you so much. Namaste. Arigatou gozaimasu.
That's from our Chief Advisor to Ramaiah Japan Center. Thank you so much, Isogai-san, for being the pillar of strength and support to Ramaiah Japan Center. Moving on, I now call upon Ms. Anjana K.S., head of the Ramaiah Japan Center, to present a glimpse of the activities of the Japan Center. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Rama. Minasan konnichiwa. 今日はここまでおいでくださって心から感謝いたします。 Sugita-sama, hontou ni arigatou gozaimashita. Respected distinguished guests, Sugita-sama, Murakami-san, Suzuki-san, Karan-san, Isogai-san, and dear Ramaiah management, CE sir, Dr. Manasa, CFO sir, and heads of the institutions, and my dear students. It gives me an immense pleasure to have you all today for this inauguration of Ramaiah Japan Center, a dream of ours. Thank you very, very much for supporting and being with me today and forever. Japan and Japanese have been a part of my life since 2001. I am very, very fortunate to have been getting the right opportunities and platform to work which aligns to my passion also. So I sincerely thank Ramaiah Institute of Management for giving me this platform and believing in me. Thank you very much once again. I have my colleagues, my mentors, friends today with whom I have been working, learning, and still learning. So I think I'll go on to the objectives of Ramaiah Japan Center, what we would want to achieve and what small we have achieved till today. Okay. With the aim of extending global engagements for the Ramaiah Group through collaborative activities with institutions in Japan, Japanese companies, and broaden the employment opportunities. The Japan Center will enable the students interested in Japan and JV companies here to learn the Japanese language, culture, and explore the career in industry, research, and higher education. So we thought of having a 6-tier kind of learning hub here. So one is the knowledge hub. Can we go just one slide before? Yeah, the next slide. So the knowledge hub, here we will be understanding the Japanese management and work culture. We would have some technical talks from the experts from the industry, understanding the best practices of the Japanese industries and companies. And then we could have some industry visits and webinars and experts from Japan. So, and then the partnerships and connects, which we can get into the cultural exchanges. We have been in discussion with some of the universities in Japan. We have got some positive response from a couple of universities for the cultural exchange programs to begin with. And later on, they would want to understand more about India and Ramaiah Japan Center, how serious we are to go ahead with the MOUs. So the key thing, what we would want to achieve is the language learning here. So we have started a couple of courses here. One is the basic Japanese language, just to understand a basic conversation, which one of the few students have done here now. We have completed one batch. And then the JLPT, at least we would want to go up till N3 level, the JLPT, N3 level, starting from N5 level. So we have taken the support of Navis. We have seen, okay, welcome Oshibuchi-san from Navis. So, and the cultural inclusions. I think understanding the culture is more important, and then comes the language. So understanding the way of the Japanese, how they behave, how they talk, what's the etiquettes, all these things are very, very important. So equal importance is given to the cultural inclusions as well. So that's the reason we have developed, we have created a Japanese style room. So all of you, the students, please visit and make the best opportunity available for you all. It is only for you. This Japan Center is across Ramaiah institutions, not only the management, the law students. Most of my students are law students. So welcome you all again. Thank you all so much for helping me from last 1 week. And then, yeah. So then the main other things would be the research initiatives and the incubation center. Some joint researches can happen between the JV companies here, and we have a good, excellent team working on research projects already in Ramaiah management. And incubation center, yes, there are some startup initiatives through that we can take it up. Here we have Evolute as well. So we would want to take it up in a serious way. So starting 2021, that is last year we started, but since it was a COVID and most of it was online, there was a kind of curtain raiser program wherein we had Mr. Isogai-san and Deepak-san who initiated this program, and there were quite a good number of students who showed interest and for this Ramaiah Japan Center. So then we had the first basic Japanese students, 11 students, of which 7 of them we had a valedictory 15 days back, and these students are really interested to do something more in Japanese language and culture. Some of them had volunteered for the last JLPT, Japan Language Proficiency Exam test also. So activities conducted at Ramaiah Japan Center was, we had a origami workshop. We had a very, very good response from the Polytechnic and Law College and management as well. So Mrs. Geeta Bhatt was the resource person, and everybody enjoyed it in a thoroughly, I felt. So this was the basic Japanese awarding ceremony, certificate awarding ceremony. They introduced themselves in Japanese, and then they had a test to be written, and then they had a small conversation test also. So based on that, we gave them the certificates. CE sir awarded the certificates. So as of now, as I told you, we are starting with the basic Japanese course again, which covers the language, the business etiquettes, and some of the cultural portions there. So since we have a Japanese center now, many cultural activities would be happening, like spoken Japanese contests or something like that. So I would want all the students to please take this initiative to come, learn, and enjoy yourself more. So this is the Japan Center. This is what you can see when you visit Ramaiah Japan Center at RIM. Thank you all very much. I sincerely thank the management, Dr. Manasa, and my mentor, Mr. Karanth, for helping me. Whatever I am today, it is all because of Mr. Karanth's guidance and support. Thank you very, very much. And thank you very much in believing me and coming till here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving a bird's eye view of the activities of the Japan Center. KIZUNA is what the Ramaiah Japan Center is named, and KIZUNA means to bond. It's time to connect a little with the Japanese culture and music. We have students of the first batch of the Ramaiah Japan Center who will be presenting a Japanese song. May I call upon our students, please? Thank you so much, students. That was indeed a beautiful rendition. A round of applause for them again. I now request our Chief Executive, Shri B.S. Ramaprasad, to give the presidential remarks.
Good afternoon to all of you. Honorable Consul General of Japan in Bangalore, Ms. Akiko Sugita, Senior Expert, Japan Foundation, Advisor, Bangalore Teachers Association, Mr. Yoshifumi Murakami, Director General, Japan External Trade Organization, JETRO, Bangalore, Mr. Takashami Suzuki, Freelance Advisor in Indo-Japanese Relations, former Managing Director, Sharp India Limited, Advisor, Ramaiah Japan Center, Mr. Tomio Isugai, Mr. P.N. Karanth, Honorary Secretary, Indo-Japanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Karnataka, Ms. Anjana, my colleague, Mr. Ramchandra, Dr. Manasa Nagabhushanam, Director, RIM, all the eminent dignitaries who are present today, the leaders of the industries, members of the faculty, and dear students. It's a matter of great honor and privilege today that Honorable Consul General of Japan in Bangalore, Ms. Akiko Sugita, kindly agreed to come to our campus and formally inaugurate the Ramaiah Japan Center, KIZUNA. This is indeed a milestone in the history of our Ramaiah institutions, particularly Ramaiah Institute of Management. I'm also very happy to mention one more fact, that in Ramaiah Institution this month, we have celebrated International Women's Day. I think this institute has celebrated it through this event in a very meaningful way, because we have with us in Miss Akiko Sugita, an internationally known, acclaimed lady present with us. So by giving our respects and honoring you, I think we have, in a way, celebrated International Women's Day also today. I'm very extremely happy because Ramaiah Institute of Management, on behalf of all our other institutions, has taken this very important initiative in starting this Ramaiah Japan Center. And Ms. Anjana has already placed the report card before you. And as you have come to know, a lot of activities have been initiated and already taken place in this. So we are all very serious about this. So there are many objectives we have, and that has been placed before you. Because as just now mentioned by the honorable speakers who spoke before me, about the various dimensions of the Indo-Japanese ties. Japan is one of the very important key partner in India's domestic development in various fields, and this relationship has expanded leaps and bounds, and it has blossomed. Even cultural ties and people-to-people ties has also blossomed. So in this background, this is a very small but a very important initiative that we have taken in Ramaiah institutions, because speaking about Ramaiah institutions, in one campus we have about 23 institutions here. Our institutions are offering various courses, almost all the courses, maybe excepting agriculture, animal husbandry, and few other. And we have a very big locational advantage we have. It's like some kind of an edge, competitive edge we have over other institutions because there are many prominent institutions. Indian Institute of Science is our neighbor. Like that, there are so many institutions, eminent institutions around. We have this advantage. So we have to take it further by, we need to have this international connect. It is extremely important that we provide that platform to our students, especially when the higher education sector is undergoing some kind of a transformational change because national educational policy has been introduced in our country, especially in our state it is already under implementation. Therefore, we believe and we have a commitment to create such a platform for our students so that there should be a meaningful student exchange between our universities and universities abroad, especially universities in Japan. We must have a very useful, fruitful kind of collaboration with the industries, especially from Japan. There has been a lot of growth in this direction, and our students should have, our faculty should have good opportunities to do joint research projects, and so our students should have an opportunity to have many internships, because nowadays what is very important is to give experiential learning to our students. Competency-based education should be the order of the day. That is what we should be working towards. So all these goals can be achieved meaningfully only if we have such forums where if we can create such platforms and work towards the objectives and the goals we have. So therefore, this is a very important initiative. I congratulate the Ramaiah Institute of Management for having taken this initiative. I request all the students and the faculty to take advantage of this platform that we have created. I'm sure this forum will achieve all the objectives and will go a long way in helping our students. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. All this.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words of encouragement and support always. It's time to say arigato gozaimasu, a note of thank you in Japanese from our first batch of Ramaiah Japan Center students. May I call upon Mr. Vinayak and Ms. Nandini from Ramaiah College of Law to do the honors.
Minasama, 今日はここまでおいでくださって我らに日本語を勉強するように励ましてくださってありがとうございました。
アンジャナ先生と交流し始めて日本語で話すことを教えていただき、日本語と文化に興味を持つようになりました。
折り紙などの文化の授業もありましたので、今面白くてもっと勉強する抜きなりました。
ラマヤジャパンセンターが日本の真似していることをとても嬉しいです。
ラマヤマネジメントに感謝させていただきます。
ジャパンセンターを始めたくださったアンジャナ先生にも感謝させていただきます。
皆様、本当にありがとうございます。
Thank you so much, students. I now call upon Dr. V. Padmaja, Head of the Department of HRM and General Management, Ramaiah Institute of Management, to propose the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, respected dignitaries sitting off this stage and dais, dear faculty members, students, heads of other institutions, and all others who have joined us in large numbers virtually attending this event of the formal launch of Ramaiah Japan Center. I deem it an honor and privilege to express vote of thanks for today's event. My sincere thanks and deep sense of gratitude to Ms. Akiko Sugita-san, Honorable Consul General of Japan. In her speech, she shared about her thoughts about various collaborative engagements between India and Japan. Ma'am, thank you so much for your thoughts. I request our Chief Executive, Sri Ramaprasad sir, to honor her with a memento. My deep sense of gratitude and sincere thanks to Mr. Yoshifumi Murakami-san, Senior Expert, Japan Foundation and Advisor, Bangalore Teachers Association. Sir, thank you very much. You highlighted about the various initiatives regarding the Japan Foundation and also various other academic and collaborative engagements. Thank you so much, sir. And while I was sitting there, I observed you were thoroughly enjoying the song that was presented by our students. Thank you very much for your presence. I request our Chief Executive, Sri Ramaprasad sir, to honor him with a memento. Sincere thanks to Mr. Takashi Suzuki-san, Director General, Japan External Trade Organization, JETRO Bangalore. Sir, you gave us insights about various Japanese organizations that have spread across various countries, and you also expressed a deep desire to hiring Indian engineers. Thank you so much for sharing those thoughts. I request Chief of Finance, Sri G. Ramachandra sir, to present a memento to Mr. Takashi Suzuki. Thank you, sir. Sincere thanks to Mr. P.N. Karant, Honorary Secretary, Indo-Japanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Karnataka, who's been a guiding source and mentor to this center, and also to Director Ma'am, Dr. Manasa, and to Ms. Anjana. Sincere thanks to you, sir. I request our Director, Dr. Manasa Nagabhushnam, to honor him with a memento. Thank you, Mr. Karant. Mr. Karant also highlighted the need for learning Japanese language and opening up new avenues of academic collaboration. So we assure you that our institute, Ramaiah Institute of Management, will definitely be a pioneer in this initiative. Thank you, sir. Sincere thanks to Mr. Tomio Isogai, Chief Advisor to Ramaiah Japan Center, for his virtual speech and expressing his desire of India being the strongest superpower and strengthening relations with Japan. Thank you, sir, for your virtual speech. We assure you of our constant support in this initiative. My deep sense of gratitude and sincere thanks to our Director, Sri M.R. Anandram of Gokula Education Foundation, who has been a constant source of support and guidance in all our initiatives. Sir has sent his best wishes for this event. Thank you, Anandram, sir, for your constant support. Our Chief Executive of Gokula Education Foundation, Sri B.S. Ramaprasad sir, for his constant support and his presence. Thank you, sir, for guiding us for this event. Chief of Finance, Sri G. Ramachandra sir, for all his support and guidance and motivation in driving us through various initiatives of the Ramaiah Group. Thank you, sir. Ramprasad sir. I express my sincere thanks and deep sense of gratitude to our director, Dr. Manasa Nagabhushnam, for guiding and spearheading this initiative. When ma'am had joined, I remember she spoke of various initiatives and she said, we will set up the Indo-Japan Center. And who knew today that this event would be launched in such great fanfare? And to tell everyone, yesterday only ma'am received a super achievement award in the area of academics and entrepreneurship. Ma'am, thank you so much for guiding us. Many more awards and laurels to you. And in continuation of Women's Day celebration, we are proud to have a woman director and a woman leader. Thank you, ma'am, for guiding us and your able support to all the initiatives. Sincere thanks to Ms. Anjana KS, head of Ramaiah Japan Center, in driving down all the initiatives, programs, coordinating with the students, and in many more events to come. Thank you, Ms. Anjana, for all your initiatives. Our dignitaries who are sitting off the stage, Mr. Yasukuma Kowai, Consular General of Japan, thank you, sir, for your presence. Dr. V. Kowai Chelvam, Director, TVS Institute of Quality and Leadership, thank you, sir, for your presence. JETRO officials, Ms. Saki Karatuni and Ms. Yunu Natsumi, thank you for your presence. Thank you for honoring us. Mr. Srinivasan, CEO of Mayban Engineering, Mr. Deepak Anand, Vice President, Strategy and Business Acceleration, SEI, System Consultant Information India, thank you, sir, for your presence. Mr. Shamant SN, Director, New and Emerging Business, Raikuten, Ms. Savita from IJCCI, Mr. Rajesh Revankar, CEO of Xenios Edge, in absence. Ms. Shiho Sakaguchi, who has supported in making the Japanese style room in our institute. Ms. Geeta Bhatt, origami and ikebana expert. Ms. Megumi Deepak, calligraphy expert. Ms. Oshibuchi from Novice. Ms. Suma, Japanese language trainer. And Mr. Cherian Dominic, Vice President, who has graced us on this occasion. Thank you, sir, for being here in physical presence. Ms. Srividya. Thank you, Ms. Srividya. Ms. Srividya, thank you so much for your presence. Student volunteers who have worked tirelessly in the last couple of days to make this event a grand success. Thank you, all the student volunteers. Dean of Ramaiah Degree College, College of Arts, Science and College, Dr. Bindu Nambiar. Thank you, Bindu ma'am, for your presence. Heads of other institutions of the Ramaiah group who have joined us virtually, and all other students and other members of the Ramaiah group who have joined us, thank you so much who are witnessing this event virtually. The IT team for their constant support in making this event a grand success. Thank you, IT team. Ramaiah Polytechnic College for providing us this wonderful venue. Thank you, college authorities. I would be failing in my duties if I would not thank Professor Rama, who has worked tirelessly for this event in making a grand success. Thank you, Professor Rama. And last but not the least, all my faculty colleagues from Ramaiah Institute of Management, teaching, non-teaching, and all dear students, thank you for attending this event in large numbers. Dignitaries, we assure you that our center, Ramaiah Japan Center, will take forward all the initiatives that we have discussed in this gathering. Thank you so much, and we wish you all the very best. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all very much for gracing this occasion. Thank you all very much. Arigato gozaimashita. So I would like to tell my family is there, always backing me. My father is here. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Sudhindra, and daughter Vaishnavi. She did this presentation today. Thank you.
we come to the end of this inaugural function. I request everyone to please stand for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक भारत भाग्य विधाता जय जय हे जय हे जय जय जय
I request everyone to please stand as the dignitaries leave the auditorium. Faculty members and students, I have a small announcement. Snacks are arranged outside the auditorium. Thank you.